had a dream with a whale in it.
Was it a large whale?
Well, considering that the average whale is 82 feet long, this one was 5 times that. And it beached itself in Richardson Bay, which is more of a marsh now, and then it flopped its tail over into Tiburon Boulevard, right into my cul-de-sac.
Did they call the cops on
it? Well, yeah. And then it crushed one of the Tiburon Police's motorcycles.
About time.
Right? Right? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Was the whale blue?
I don't know, actually.
Did you try to save it?
Well, there's only one of me. I mean, what could I do?
Yeah. You know, there was a beached whale at Muir Beach a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah. It smelled terrible, and it was oozing this like green liquid.
Oh.
And nobody knew what to do, so they either took a picture of it or they tried to ignore it until this group of elementary school kids came over and started dancing because they were like, never seen a whale before.
They started dancing, really?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
God.
It's kind of disturbing. But
that is disturbing.
yeah. I saw a dolphin, too.
Really? I've never seen a dolphin.
1/2,
before.
yeah.
Half a dolphin? Top half. I'm not even gonna ask. What do you think my dream means, though?
Maybe you're the whale? Not that you're fat.
Actually, I guess that kind of makes sense. I think I'd rather not think about it.
Do you think this will be here in 50 years?
Where would it go?
I don't know, maybe into the Pacific after the fault slides over. You know, I mean,
Really?
the eucalyptus trees are going to catch on fire,
Oh.
and Tiburon's a tinderbox,
Fair
and
enough.
Mill Valley's going to get flooded.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, that's kind of weird to think about, actually. I mean, like, how things will look in 50 years. That is, if it's still here.
Yeah. Do you ever think about how, or like the last inhabitants of this place?
Huh?
Like, I don't know how to describe this.
I mean, we very well might be, considering how things are going.
I mean, like the last generation to live without thinking it through, to take things for granted. I mean, our children are going to have pictures of those places, but they won't really know what it was like.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I think that's part of the reason why I don't want to have children, you know? I mean, I don't hate children or anything, but I don't know if I would want to be a child growing up in future generations.
But kids are hopeful.
Yeah, but for who?
I want to have hope for the future.
Sure.
Not funny. They laugh. It isn't funny.
It isn't funny.
mom does this memorial hike every year. I mean, it's not depressing though, because we have like Oreos and stuff.
Oh, well, yeah, I'd love to come.
I mean, we were thinking of canceling it because.
No, I think it's good that you try to keep his memory alive each year.
I think in some ways he's already forgotten. I mean, sorry. You know, my mom has all these boxes for the move, but she wants to get rid of his ashes.
Really?
I mean, yeah, it's weird.
She wants to get rid of him?
Yeah, and I don't know why I feel a connection to them, because I know like he's not in there, but I still feel like it's the last tangible thing I have of him, and if I throw them away, then he'll really be gone.
Yeah, that's understandable. I get it.
Do your parents or grandparents have a plaque or anything?
Yeah, actually they do.
I guess I just want something to prove he existed once, but I don't know where to put him.
You know, my grandmother has a headstone under a tree. I like to think that sometimes she bears fruit.
Yeah, maybe I'll just put him in the Pacific Ocean or something. Still, it feels a little too late to throw him away. Yeah. Did you hear about the middle schooler?
Yeah, it was awful.
None of my teachers talked about it. I heard it from a friend.
Same here, actually. Do you know they're calling it an unexpected death?
Why are they using euphemisms? I mean, who didn't expect this?
I know, that's what I was thinking. And you know, like, this stuff is gonna keep happening again if they don't actually address it. Their form of addressing it is like sending out an email, you know, if you're sad, go to the wellness center.
Yeah, like playing with sand for 30 minutes is gonna help me.
I know. And as much as I do love the free tea and granola bars, I don't know if this is the best approach.
Yeah. Maybe it could have been any one of us.
I know, it feels like it's all on us for that reason.
Are you scared of dying?
Yeah. I mean, I'm young, so shouldn't I be?
Well, what do you think happens after you die?
Nothing.
Well, if it's nothing, then why are you scared of it?
Well, Okay, I guess I kind of think of it like, were you ever afraid of the dark when you were young? Like,
Yeah.
okay, well, so was I. And I kind of think of death in the same way, because it's like, there's no light, there's the absence of everything, and instead of breathing in oxygen, you're just breathing in silence, nothingness. And I don't know, I guess I just don't want my life to come to that. To be nothing.
I guess I'm just not ready to think that death is nothing. Because if death is nothing, then, I mean, what's the point? Like, are we just supposed to keep assigning meaning to our own lives? And I feel like there has to be some kind of transition. Like something and then nothing. And then darkness, but I'm not sure what, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's true. I guess neither of us can really tell.
Because if death is nothing, then I don't know. I mean, I was so young when my dad died. I don't want to think it's nothing, because then it would mean that he lived for nothing. And I'm kind of jealous. I mean,
Jealous?
that's not the right word. That's not the right word. But I wish the middle schooler would have told us what happened before she died.
Tin soldiers and Nixon's coming. We're finally on our own. This summer I hear the drumming for dead in Ohio. Gotta get down to it, soldiers are gonna stone. Should have been done long ago. But if you knew her and found her dead on the ground, how can you run when you know? Tin soldiers and Nixon's coming. We're finally on our own. This summer I hear the drumming for dead in Ohio. Gotta get down to it, soldiers are gunning us down. Should have been done long ago. But if you knew her and found her dead on the ground, how can you run when you know? Alright, and da da da
Do you remember your dreams? Sometimes. I had one last week that was interesting.
Really? What was it about?
My 7th grade math class. Did you have Miss Marshall?
No. Wait, wasn't she that teacher with the cardboard Mike Myers cutout?
Yeah. I forgot about that. Mike wasn't in my dream, though. Windows were covered in colored paper. And when it was sunny, it looked like stained glass, but it was disturbing because I knew what it was there for. Oh, yeah. We learned about school drills for the Cold War. God, kids really hid under desks thinking that would protect them from the nuclear bomb. At what age did they realize it wouldn't work? I don't know.
Were you in drama when the lockdown happened last year?
Yeah, we sat in the theater for 2 hours.
People were making TikToks.
We kept building the set for the next play.
Yeah, that was a weird day.
When school shootings happened every week, the government gave us their thoughts and prayers but not their actions, and we kept working on our homework.
When wildfires made the air so thick with toxic smoke we couldn't breathe, and blackouts shut us in darkness, we just continued on to our next class in soot-covered stairwells.
In my dream, everyone wanted to pretend it was normal. The whiteboard had some condescending equation on it, so I stood at the back of the class, and I think at one point I stood on the desk and I yelled, "Why are we learning about elementary school math while our world suffers? We're pretending this is gonna save us."
You said that?
You know, I think we'd have a better chance surviving if we all tied our sweatshirts together and climbed out the window.
Yeah, or we could glue all of our binder paper together and make a massive airplane to fly out of the classroom.
You know, it's funny how we've already forgotten about school shootings and stuff like that.
Well, it's not funny, but yeah, I get it. I get it what you mean. Do you think that future kids are gonna have to worry about school shootings?
I don't know.
The flag's still at half-mast.
Did you think about death, or were you affected a lot by the school shootings?
I don't know. I mean, I definitely thought about it a lot. But I think it's kind of easy to distance yourself from numbers when you try. You could think of it as one death is a tragedy, millions is a statistic. I think that most people have sort of habituated to it, though. You found some sort of way in your philosophy to not be scared of going to school every day. Oh, Tam is pretty high income, and even though there's a lot of mental health issues, we have decent resources. And, the school shooting rates have gone down lately, or something like that. I feel like I've come up with all of these, nice little reasons to not be scared of it.
Still, you're only ignorant to an extent.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah. We can't just be alone in this universe. I mean, there has to be something more. We can't just be solitary creatures.
Yeah, but do you think aliens would come down to us, though?
No, definitely not.
No, I guess you're right. But it would be so nice if, a really cool alien came down and diminished some of these problems we've created.
Yeah.
And said, look at you, you're working on your math homework and the hill in your backyard's on fire, and there's telephone lines through the redwood trees. I mean, why don't we talk about this kind of stuff?
Well, it's probably because when people do finally talk about important things, they just post about it for one day, but that isn't really caring, is it?
Because it doesn't really affect them.
Yeah. I think it's honestly a defense mechanism, because it would be too painful to really consider these things as a reality.
It was the same way with school shootings. I mean, you'd look at it every day in the newspaper and it would be like, oh, pray for those kids and pray for their families. But they became a statistic.
Yeah, that's true.
And it didn't really... you couldn't really realize that it could happen to you, too.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess there has to be a way to distance ourselves from it.
Yeah. An observer's perspective.
Like an alien.
That's, yeah. Honestly, like an alien perspective. I think that'd be like a good mentality to have, because then you're seeing everything for the first and last time, and you never let anything completely affect you, and it won't become that overwhelming then.
You know, we should have an alien day.
Yeah.
Where life is measured by how much we lived in a day, and we can't make any plans, and we're seeing everything for the first and last time.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. You know, I really want to do something meaningful before we go.
Yeah. Graduation feels like writing a will.
Honestly. And it's like, okay, I've lived in the same place my entire life, and now I'm just giving up everything that I've come to know for uncertainty. I've suddenly got this urgent will to live.
Yeah. You know, this summer just made me realize how terrible last year was because we were all suspended.
I know. They're calling it a year lost, but is it really salvageable?
No. You know, I had one day last year where I was on, like, my 9th hour of Zoom, and I just thought, I'm gonna throw my computer out the window.
Yeah, honestly. But then you can't, because it's like, oh, well,
because your whole
everything's
life's
on there.
there.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm ready to start fresh.
Yeah.
I want to live.
I want to get sucked into a sneaker wave in the ocean.
I want to go in a hot tub alone.
Yeah, and I want to buy a lottery ticket.
I want to buy fireworks.
Oh, but you can't
because of
fires. But, okay, I want to run off a cliff, and then I want to start flying.
I'm gonna go in the ocean and get sucked up into a sneaker wave and a riptide.
Yes.
I want to live. No.
Same.
We're gonna act as if we'll live forever, but no, we're going to die.
Yes.
Yes.
I know that there will come a time when I'll have to leave Mill Valley, and every memory will feel like make-believe. And all the good things that are mine now will turn to me and ask me how could I leave them all behind? How could I leave Mill Valley? Talk about Mill Valley, California. Mill Valley, that's my